Hi, my name is Kelly Jones. I am back with another healthy eating tip. We have been looking at food labels, and today we're going to talk about soy. Now, soy remains a very controversial food. Some believe it has a lot of health benefits, and others believe that the downsides to soy don't outweigh those benefits. So today I want to share some things with you about soy that I hope you find helpful. First of all legumes or beans contain naturally occurring toxins. The challenge with soy is that the toxins, which include phytoestrogens, phytic acids, and other digestive inhibitors, are found in very high levels and are resistant to the traditional means of getting rid of them, which would be soaking and boiling. Now, there is a long, slow fermentation process that's been used in the traditional processing of soy. It does get rid of the phytic acid, it does get rid of the other digestive inhibitors, but unfortunately it does not get rid of the phytoestrogens. So while soy is widely promoted as a health food because of the many nutrients it contains, there are hundreds of studies that link modern processed soy to things like malnutrition, digestive problems, thyroid dysfunction, cognitive decline, reproductive disorders, immune system breakdown, and even heart disease and cancer. Now keep in mind that much of the research that's done on soy has been done on isolated components of soy, so it's really unclear whether whole soy foods would have similar results. So let's start by looking at the upside of soy. Whole soybeans, also known as edamame, and we are talking about the in the shell version of edamame. They are a great plant protein source. They are unprocessed, they're fresh, and they're whole. Also, minimally processed fermented foods, so those are very high in nutritional value and are great choices when they are soy products. So those would include things like tempeh. That is a firm, nutty version of soy that can be added to pasta sauce, salads, soups, stews, and chili, or crumbled to make burgers, meatloaf, or sloppy joes. Another one would be miso. That's a soy seasoning in a paste form. And also tamari, which we know as soy sauce. Now, some of the downsides. Soy is present in just about every packaged and processed food in one of these processed forms. So you might see soy protein isolate, soy flour, soy lecithin, soybean oil, or it might just say vegetable oil. You might also see soya, plant sterols, vegetable protein, textured vegetable protein or TVP, protein concentrate, or okara, which is a soybean pulp. And you can find these ingredients in things like bread, breakfast cereals, breakfast bars and biscuits, cheeses, cakes, dairy desserts, including ice cream, gravies, margarines, noodles, ready-made meals, pastries, sauces, soups, sausage casings, and sandwich spreads, especially mayo. Soy is also in the deep-fried fast foods from restaurants, and it's also even in dog and cat food. Soybean oil's use is so widespread that that's the reason that our omega-3 to omega-6 essential fatty acids are so out of whack, and we talked about that in the polyunsaturated fats video. Soy is also used extensively in agricultural feeds for intensive farming of chicken, beef, dairy, pig, and fish. So the protein, the soy protein, is what's made the global factory farming of livestock for cheap meat a possibility. But the problem with that, it's also lowered the quality of the meat because these animals have not been allowed to forage in their more natural habitats. Soybean oil, heavily refined. It's an oil that you should do your very best to minimize and even possibly avoid if you can. Aside from the anti-nutritive compounds in soybean oil, most soybean oil contains some level of dangerous trans fats, and we've talked about those too. Even if the oil says trans fats free, It's still heavily refined and still contains unhealthy chemically modified fat molecules. Now, soy nuts, chips, snacks, we can make an important distinction here, because anytime you take a healthy food and you process it into a snack, it's no longer healthy. So whether one believes soy is a miraculous health food or not, simply processing it is going to destroy the nutrients and the enzymes, and it usually means that there's added fat, sugar, and chemicals added to it. Now, soy milk, that's potentially something you could use once in a while. Just keep in mind that soy milk has that phytic acid in it, and the phytic acid is what keeps your body from absorbing the nutrients from the soy. Also, soy milk tends to have a lot of sugar, so between the sugar and the processing, it's difficult to think of soy milk as really a health food. Another soy product that you could occasionally use would be tofu. It's an alternative protein source, but just keep in mind that it too is also very processed. It would be similar in processing to your deli meats or your sausages and those sorts of things. The one upside of tofu is that it's not going to have the antibiotics and the hormones that are traditionally used in the commercially raised animal products. Now, a very important thing that I do want you to take away from this is that over 90% of the soy produced in the United States is genetically modified. And genetically modified soy is done so that glyphosate or Roundup can be sprayed on the beans for weed control. The problem is that residue from the glyphosate ends up on the beans. So if you are going to eat soy, choose the non-GMO or organic items as best as you can. So to wrap things up, research basically shows that the potential health benefits of soy are going to come from your whole, fresh, or fermented soy products as opposed to your packaged ones. And food products, even the ones that say made with the benefits of soy, just keep in mind that those are still food products. Your best bet is always, as much as you possibly can, to eat whole, real, fresh foods, organic whenever possible, and that's where you're going to get 99% of your nutrition and health taken care of. So I hope this was helpful. We will see you next time.